Yeah, that's a few of the dishes being served in Beijing restaurants today. And right now, Chris Cheung, the executive chef of Monkey Bar here in New York City, is joining me for a little taste of China. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I would love to say this all looks so great. Some of it looks a little more edible than others. But let's talk about this kind of exotic cuisine here. What do you have that all in common here? Anything?
Well, everything in common here is obviously people in China revere a lot of these foods. They come from things like dried squid, come from preserving the food so you can save it through the cold winters.
Okay.
So that's a common element. A lot of it comes from comfort food, poorer areas. You know, you have only so much to eat, you make the most of it.
I see. Now, I know you at the Monkey Bar, you have decided to whip up a few special dishes for us, so tell us what you got.
Well, right here I have foie gras, stuffed bao buns, liquid foie gras, in the traditional roast pork type dough.
Okay.
And here is a cured, seared pork belly with a 100-year-old cured egg.
That egg's 100 years old?
It's called a 100-year-old cured egg. It's not really 100 years, but it is cured, and you can tell the yolk gets very gelatinous in texture.
And now, would you eat this?
Of course.
You would?
I eat it all the time.
We're gonna get Alex, so you can eat it?
We're going to get to some of the more stuff that's a little more off the beaten track, which is a little bit more adventurous, that you may or may not want to eat.
There was something that you described up here in the front as some smelly tofu.
That is Taiwanese stinky tofu.
Stinky
right
tofu.
There. Yep.
Okay.
And
stinky tofu. And
in Taiwan, they're very famous for making their tofu. It goes through a process of they take tofu blocks and submerge it in, like, it's rotten food matter. But it goes through a whole process where it's cured and salted, and they've been doing this for a very, very long time.
Now, Chris, can you tell us why so many of us, as we listen to this, we just think, what? It doesn't make sense. I mean, there's such a difference in the cultures.
There is, but you know, that sticky tofu has a texture and tastes very much like cheese. So there's differences, and if you really dig deep, the similarities come out too.
Okay. I was told that I was going to be able to sample some of these things, but I'm unfortunately without utensils. However, I can promise all of you that we are going to come back in a couple of hours with you again, and I think I'm going to be provided with utensils. So, yeah. How about this really quickly? What are these things?
These are rambutans, very much like lychees, and they have a...
are these dessert-like?
This is dessert-like. This is a bitter melon, and these are the cured eggs that we were talking about before.
This I can eat rather delicately, right?
Yep.
It's good.
Take that. You can peel off a little bit.
Oh, great.
Like
now he tells me to peel it off.
Peel it off.
I'm eating the outside with the red stuff.
And then eat that flesh.
Well, I eat the red thing, too.
Don't eat the red thing. That's a bad.
Will you just call me? Thank you so much, Chris Cheung, executive chef there of Monkey Bar, and we'll be back in 2 hours with more delectables. It's a beautiful feast. Thank you. We do appreciate it, even though I didn't really eat too much. Okay, in a moment, we'll be talking about fighting fat, and you don't have to exercise. Lots of choices, of course, from the Western fare, like Kentucky Fried Chicken, very popular there, to traditional Chinese dishes, to the exotic. But consider this: honeyed worms, scorpion kebabs, roast dog leg. A few of the dishes being served right now in Beijing restaurants today. And here with us, Chris Cheung, the executive chef of Monkey Bar in New York City, joins me with a little taste of China.
How you doing?
So I'm very well, thank you, although I'm looking forward to what I'm going to be eating. Let's talk about this, though. It's a beautiful display. What are these things?
We have some dry whole squid, snail chips. We have some Taiwanese stinky tofu. We got pork's blood, pork's heart. We've got black silky chicken, pork snout, black Kyr moss, 100-year-old duck egg, 1,000-year-old egg, bitter melon, rambutan.
Wow. All these things, certainly not the kind of thing we're going to see in Western fare, but if you look at particularly things like these, you talked about earlier the need for these people when they're impoverished or dealing with harsh weather. Talk about why they eat foods that are so dried and...
Well, it wasn't just have to do with impoverished or the weather. It was basically no refrigeration back in those times.
Too.
So you had the food and you had the winter coming up. You had to preserve your food so you can survive through the winter.
Okay, you've put together a wonderful assortment here for me.
Yes.
And, okay, I'm just going to look at these things and pick one or two things to try, but what's what?
We have the Taiwanese stinky tofu.
Which is, what does that taste like? I don't know.
It tastes like cheese. You'd be very surprised. It's very good taste.
All right, yeah, keep going. You don't need to do a close-up on this. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Not that good either, but anyway, keep going on.
We have, this is the 1,000-year-old preserved duck egg.
Okay, that's interesting, yeah.
No, this is the 100-year-old egg that I've cured in-house at Monkey Bar.
Okay, that one I can eat. It's been from Monkey Bar. That's a great restaurant, by the way. Monkey Bar rocks. Okay, so this is a 100-year-old egg, all right? And how common is this in China? People really eat this all the time? This is on this
home,
standard
in the
fare?
restaurant, standard fare.
But how do you cure a 100-year-old egg at home?
Well, it's a mixture of salt and spices. You make a paste and you bury the eggs into this mixture of spices, and you set it away for a little while, and the egg yolk kind of gels up when it's done.
Is that supposed to stick to the roof of my mouth? Because it is.
It gels up, I told you. Yep. You have some pork blood here.
I can't go there.
Bitter melon.
Just not even going to bitter melon? How bitter? Do you eat the green part? Remember last time you guys, I'm such a dork. Look, can we show this red? Yeah, last time you cut it open and I went eating it and I ate those spines or whatever, all those hairs.
Yeah.
That wasn't good.
No, not good.
No, not good. It's still bitter in my mouth. Now, how bitter is this? Do you eat the whole thing or the green
Pretty
or the
bitter.
white?
You can eat the green and the white.
Green and the white, okay. Yep. And then, so this is bitter, and then what about the white here?
It's all bitter. A lot of times you salt it and you put it in salted boiling water to take away some of the bitterness, but I mean, you can eat it straight out. It's nothing, it's actually
bitter.
very healthy
That's
for
good.
you.
Oh, good. This looks good. Okay, so I'll just eat this on the way out.
And here is the rambutan without the peel. So you
Without
should
the
enjoy
peel,
that. Yeah.
yay, thank you very much. So truly, this is what people will find, standard fare, and it'll be very prominent there when people want to go and try the traditional Chinese food. This is what they're going to get?
Pretty yummy stuff.
You know, is there anything to thinking you might lose weight when you go to Beijing? I'm just kidding. Okay. Anyway, thank you very much. We do appreciate your being here. And everyone, head to Monkey Bar. Chris Cheung will pitch you anything you want, even this if you ask. In the race.